pandemic had a large effect on small businesses. What do you think some of the biggest obstacles facing small business owners are today?
Yeah, the biggest obstacle is the economy, inflation, human capital, hiring people, and access to capital. That's the three main things they deal with. The inflation, the economy, prices going up, prices from their suppliers and their vendors going up. They try to pass that price on to consumers. Consumer price is very elastic or inelastic sometimes. So consumers only want to pay so much for a certain product or service, and then the small business owners are paying more to get the raw materials. So that inflation thing in the economy is big, plus the labor thing. I have a lot of clients who tell me, I've had this happen, people just flat no show for an interview.
Right.
They say they want the job, they do a phone interview, they send their resume in, and then just don't show up for the interview. Or you're paying people twice what you were paying them just 2 years ago for the same work. I mean, just to get a good admin assistant, you're paying 20, 25 bucks an hour. So the cost of labor is high. You have to have that labor input in your small business to be able to produce your product or service. So it's really tough.
Starting a new business can be really challenging. So what are some of the techniques that you use in your day-to-day life or that you can share that people need to implement to be successful in creating a new business?
The main thing about starting a business is doing your research. Not just being technically good at, say, landscaping or baking or running a restaurant is enough. You have to actually do research on the industry, the market conditions, everything that's going to affect your business. You have to understand all those variables completely before you jump in. But people don't like doing research. People don't like research in school. They don't like doing research papers. So they don't do the research. They just go off kind of how they feel. Yeah. And that is just crazy. There's too much money involved, too much time involved, too many resources involved to do it based on how you feel. Once you get real data from doing research, research online, trade journals, asking professionals in the field, really spending, I would say, a year in real-time research, talking to people that are actually doing it, doing the research, and maybe even get a job in that industry and make sure you really like it. I've had a lot of people in my career who were, one minute they were a corporate executive, I wanted to have a restaurant or a sports bar.
Yes.
So they take their 401k money, open up a sports bar up, and now they realize, I'm on my feet for 12 hours a day. I'm serving beer, I'm washing dishes, I'm doing, I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, they don't realize. So it's not what they think it is. And that's, they would have worked in a restaurant for a while, they would have learned that they like going to restaurants, not owning one.
Like not seeing the full picture of what people are getting themselves into.
Exactly. I had a client a few years ago. He had been a corporate executive in the retail world, like the high level, like nice six-figure job and benefits and everything. Now he had a business that was a very service-oriented business, kind of like in the construction field, kind of. And he was upset because he felt like his hourly rate went way down for all the hours he put in and what he was earning. And I told him, I said, you didn't do it right. When you work in corporate America, oftentimes you're managing big resources, but they weren't your resources. In small business, it's your resources, either your savings or money you borrowed. It's your stuff at risk. So it's totally different when it's your assets and your cash flow.
One at risk.
Yes.